So SAP full form, I will say, is SAP's full form is System Application and Products in Data Processing. It includes your application level of things, database level of things, and your system level of things. Like it will include your OS, your presentation, your GUI interactions, your you can say front end interactions, and your database interactions. So all these include which comes into one product is SAP, and it was founded in 1972, and this is the history. So what we are going to do is we are going to learn about basis module. Okay. So what is SAP is our task as a basis administrator is so that our system should run properly without any issues, inconsistencies, or slowness in our landscape. There are a lot of users, lot of complaints has been like our SAP system is not working fine, or there is something problem in our databases. So it's our duty to work on OS level, to work on application level, and to work on database level. So basis model will have a knowledge, and by slowly having an experience by working on the systems, you will get the knowledge of all about your application, database, presentations. Everything will be a little knowledge of everything. Every model you will be able to get in basis model. Means if you are start working, that you will be able to catch up that what's the issue, either it's functional side issue, basis side issue, or ABAP side issue, or some other models like network issue, or OS level issue, operating system issue, whatever the servers issue. So this is the basis model that it should have a capacity to look into all the systems, and it's his duty to make system running fine without any slowness and without any issues into the system. So this is our basis module, and that's why we work as an administrator to make that SAP work fine, SAP software work fine. Okay, so I will come back to that ERP system. So suppose I was giving an example of Mercedes-Benz or some other companies in which you are going to order any cars or something, or you want to order any tires, or you go any manufacturer company and you want to order a bulk data. So suppose it was a normal ERP system, how it works. Like if some customer comes to the sales team first, okay, if we ask for that, I want to order 50 cars and 50 cars or 50 trucks, whatever, like steel I want to order, or I want to purchase steel or something, like tons of steels I need to purchase, whatever the manufacturer company. So he will come to the sales team first. Okay. Now suppose sales team doesn't have a data about what are the inventories available. Like suppose any 50 cars has been ordered, and he will check into the inventory. He will contact the inventory team, and he will ask them how many cars are available in our inventories. Suppose 25 cars are available, and after that he will get information that 25 cars are available. He need to talk with the customer that what are the other 25 cars I will be giving. So he will contact to production planning that how much time it will require to create new 25 cars. So what production planning will do, it will again go in and check into inventory that what is the raw material available to make a car. Okay, and then he will get the information from inventory and go to the production planning, and production planning will contact to sales, and sales will interact with customers again. Now suppose there is a raw material is not available, suppose only 5 cars can be made or 10 cars can be made. So what inventory and what production planning will do is he will contact to vendors, like I need these raw materials, I need this steel, I need these fibers, I need these tires, all those things he will contact to vendor. Okay, so vendor will give information that this will be available at this time and that time. So vendor will give information to production planning, so that then it will call to finance that this will be the cost if I am giving you, and then after reaching to finance it will go to again production planning. Okay, and after come to production planning, everything is fixed with the budget and everything with vendors. Production planning, he will contact to sales that this is the material, this is this. And suppose any customer wants to have a car within a limited period of time, so what he will do, production planning will call to HR then, or sales team will reach you to HR that how many workers are available in our company to work on that. And suppose we are shortage of 50 workers or something, so this HR will hire 50 workers, either it's a temporary, it's a permanent, it depends on situation. So ultimately this will be a very bad databases, very bad management. This is all the process that was followed before, which is a time consuming and doesn't have a proper data to be given to the customers. Okay, so this is the very decentralized and very you can say process that is very not properly managed. That production plan need to give the raw material to shop floor execution that start making cars, but we come to know that there is no shortage of employees or workers. Then HR will hire them. Now, this is the kind of process that will increase the time limit, that will increase the customer dissatisfaction, so and ultimately lead to the loss of business. So this is the process which is already working, which was working before, which SAP has conquered upon it, that how SAP will work it. So did you getting my point, what I want to say?
Yes.
Yeah. So after
Yes.
this, yeah. So after this, there is no real-time inventory information available to sales, because there may be possibilities like inventory is handling local databases, production planning is handling local databases, finance team is handling local databases, HR is handling local databases. Every management team is having local is handling local databases information, which is out of sync with other things, and which sales team is not able to get what is the actual cars, how much car it will be made, when it will be made, what is the cost. All those things will not be available with the sales team. So there is no real-time inventory information with the previous ERP systems. It will ultimately lead to the loss of revenue and customer dissatisfaction, which I already said. After that, there is a concept of centralized ERP system came, in which there will be one centralized database. Okay, this is the center one. This is one centralized database which will be updated by every team, either it's a finance team, inventory team, HR team, shop floor execution, vendor, production planning, and sales. So whenever a customer comes, sales can have a real-time data, because there will not be any inconsistencies data, or there is any mismatch of data, like inventory has not updated data 2 months before or 3 months before. There will not be any gap. There is only centralized database. No local database will be available there at centralized ERP system. Everything will be updated into a centralized database, which will be accessible from every team, as you can see in a screenshot. So you can get a real-time data from this you can say centralized ERP system. So SAP is a software which works on a centralized ERP system. So that's why SAP is a centralized ERP software system, and that's why the software is very famous, and that's why the customers are implementing SAP software, because it increases the revenue and customer delight.
This SAP is based where, Ajay?
SAP is?
It is based out of which country?
It's Germany-based company.
Okay.
Yeah, it was invented in 1972 by 3 to 4 founders. I'm not getting the name properly, but it was invented in German, and you can see Germany-based company. And the whole you can say whole software was made with a C++ language. It's not based on still SAP software is made with C++ language as a backend. There is no Java, there is no other language, but it's totally based on
the core is C++, is it?
Yeah, it's only based on C++.
They use Java as well, right?
No, what you can say is like the things we are accessing is Java based. Okay. But the actual coding, you can say the backend, how the software is made. You don't know how Google is made. Right? But you can access you have to install a Java in your system to access some Google apps, right? Okay. So it doesn't mean that Google works on Java language. Okay. The actual Google is built on different language. The backend is different. The software which we are getting is different. So the basis is C++, is it? Base is C++, and still they are using C++ as a language, as a core language for coding and all those things. But it's a software bit. We don't have to go into that part, because we are an administrator part. So it's a software. We cannot do anything. It's a development thing. It's a product team. The ABAP module, you can say we are in basis module, like there are PP module, production planning module, there are MM module, material management, there are finance module, there are ABAP module. So ABAP module is a module which works mainly on development, but it doesn't work on the development of software. It works on the customizations, like finance team get the information from customer, and they used to send to ABAP to make those customization in your SAP or in your company according to the customer requirements. Okay, but installing software, maintaining software, user creation, you can say authorization, roles, health checkup, this all will be done by the basis module. So what Germany companies, SAP Germany used to do is they used to create software in whichever language they used to give, or in whichever language they used to create. We will get that software from their SAP marketplace. This marketplace link is there, portal. So you can get those softwares from support market portal. We can download it in customer server, and there you can install on any, like it's Windows, Linux, Unix, AIX, whatever. We can install we can install SAP software on any server, either it's Windows server or Unix server. Okay.
Ajay,
Okay.
what is the database used in SAP?
What do you say?
What is the database used in SAP?
Look, SAP supports multiple databases. Like the first one was Oracle databases. Oracle database supports by SAP software. Second, the own database he has created at Sybase. Sybase was overtaken by SAP from last around 5 to 6 years before. So SAP Sybase also support Sybase database also support SAP software. Oracle supports. There's a MaxDB database. Have you heard about it? MaxDB also support. HANA database, which is new right now, which is in hot topic. Like everyone is using HANA database only for its memory, based on memory, that everything is stored in memory, nothing is stored in disk. So it's very fast in processing and calculations. So HANA database is there. There you have also heard about DB2 database. So DB2 database also supported by SAP software. And MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, that is also supported by SAP software.
So HANA database is the product of SAP, or it's some third party?
It's a product of SAP only. SAP only introduced it. HANA Enterprise Cloud Hack Team is there, which used to handle all those HANA database previously, but now HANA database is introduced by SAP, and it can be you can sold as a database alone also, and it can be sold with an SAP application also.
Understood. Yeah. Understood.
Just like it was Oracle. Before that, Oracle was running independent without any ERP, SAP application, just was storing data and everything. Just like HANA database is also it can be run without any application or without anything. It can store data, you can calculate, you can retrieve data according to customer's need. Okay,
So
but
this SAP application means this application itself, it has any database?
No, application doesn't have any databases. Application is like okay, I will tell you about that.
Okay.
What is application, what is presentation, and what is databases layer.
Okay.
Okay, I will come to that point. Next slide is that only. So before that, I need to clear that. Am I able to explain what I want to say, like how centralized ERP system started work and how SAP occupies it? At that, I will work on centralized ERP system method.
Okay, let's go ahead with the presentation flow.
Yeah. So in SAP, there was first it was introduced as an R2 architecture. R2 means real-time architecture. Okay, R stands for real-time architecture. So previously it was application and database layer on one server. Like you can say here, these two were merged. A presentation application was one only, and databases were different. And after this, right now, around 15 to 16 years, I'm not remembering the exact year and date, R3 architecture was introduced, in which there is a 3-layer architecture, that is 3-tier architecture, real time. That's first is presentation layer, application layer, and then databases layer. Now suppose you access google.com, you access any websites, you access YouTube, anything. So you access it through your laptop by going into that link, or if you are going into any so anything you used to access, you go through app, you go through any particular software. A lot of software are available in market which are directly connected to internet, right? Even on Play Store, you can say a lot of apps are available. You can download any. It doesn't have any data and which stores anything information about it. Suppose you are accessing google.com and you go to YouTube, or you can go to Netflix. So Netflix doesn't store data in your local drive. Okay, it's just a browser. It's a presentation layer which will access your movies, and this will store in databases. So suppose you go to the Netflix server, Netflix app. So Netflix, when you click on Netflix app, it's a SAP GUI app. So that's the presentation layer. It doesn't store any data. It's just for the login into your application side or database level side. So when you access any Netflix, it will open a server. In that app, you select which movie you need to see or something. So all this calculation will be done on application level. That this movie is available according to your searches and everything. So all the calculations or all the requirements which are made by the users are done in application side. Same like in SAP. I will, whenever we go into the next sessions or after next 2 or 3 sessions, you will come to know that if I want to have any data, suppose you log in through a presentation layer and you performed any calculation like 4 plus 4. You just given a query, or you can just given a process that what is the output of 4 plus 4. So what application will do, it will calculate your 4 plus 4, and it will store get the data from the databases, like 8 is the answer for it. But for all the calculations, for all those things will be done on application level side. Okay, so presentation and application both doesn't have any data, doesn't have any local data, but anything you insert it will be stored in a database. Okay. Are you getting it?
Okay.
Yeah. So for
keep
example,
going.
I will show you, like this is SAP GUI. Okay. Just a small thing. This is the SAP software. You can say SAP presentation layer, SAP GUI software, which every end users, which you will also install on your laptop or whatever server you are using it. You can install it on your desktop, local desktop, and in that once you are installed, you need to enter new entries of your what is the application level access. Like if you go into this new connection, you will come to a user defined system. In next, you will give the description of, like, I have an SAP app server for Mercedes Benz, for example. So an application server IP address, it will be provided by the OS team. Suppose any application IP is given 192.168.10.12 something, whatever. Instance number is given. I will come to instance number after 2 to 3 sessions. I will give you information what is instance number, what is SID. It's a unique instance number which is given to the SAP application or app databases level. System as ID is a lot of systems are available in our landscape. How you can detect it, which SID is given, which instance number. So this SID and instance number are the one who make them unique from other systems. So for example, you have all those details. For example, SID is ABC, and it's always of 3 letters. SID is always of 3 letters. Instance number is always of 2 digits. And suppose you go to next and you finish it. Once you finish it, the entry is added into your SAP GUI software. Okay, so it's just a test system. So I don't know. I have just put the random IP address on all those things, but you will get to have an test server like this SAP one. So this is provided you, and details will be shared by the Mona Lisa or someone soon. When you will be, I will be giving you a task and you need to log into the system and check all those things. So this is the present. We have added the system details, and once we double click on it, he will be asking for our ID and ID password. Suppose I give student unlock at the rate 01. I don't have password right now, but it will be able to log into your SAP GUI. So once you have logged in with SAP GUI, you are able to access SAP application levels of data, and there is no you cannot access database directly. You have to access application only. Everything you need to do is through application. You cannot access directly database. Database is stored only for storing data. Database purpose storing data only. You cannot have any direct access to database. Everything will be done through application level.
Hello, Ajay.
Yeah.
This application, this GUI that you were showing, that was to access the SAP system or to access the database?
No, it was for accessing the SAP system.
If I want to use it, if I want to use the installable to access the SAP system, correct?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
Right, that one.
But Ajay, but it because in our company all they use like web-based.
It's on SAP or it's something else?
SAP, I don't know, something like Fury, right?
It's not.
No, Fury is something different. Enterprise portal service is something different. I came to you on that also.
Okay.
So, I will come to on that. But just remember, this presentation is just for accessing.
Okay.
Even if you go through URL also, it's just a presentation layer only.
Okay.
It will not store any data, just like google.com. You will not be store any data on Google link. It will be stored in your drive only somewhere. And that drive will be maintained in a Google head office. Right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because everything data need to be stored somewhere. Okay, physically. Yeah. But for accessing them, it will be available through internet, through network. You can able to access it. So this is the presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. Just database, I already told, database is only used for storing data and fetching any data with the help of application layer. With the help of the query you are given to application. Query means what are the, you want to fetch any records of, suppose you have 1000 records of data in your company, like from 10 years, a lot of data has been inserted in your databases. So everything is stored in database as a raw data, right? But for getting a meaningful data from it, we need the help of application server. Like I need to access the data of last 5 years only, not of 10 years. So this calculation will be done on application level side. Okay, and command will be given through presentation layer, but it will be done on server level on application side, and it will and out what is the output is given to the databases. It will fetch the data. It will be displayed on SAP application. It will be given to application level, and it will be displayed to you back again on presentation server. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So now this is something typical architecture of SAP software, how SAP software works, and what are the things involved in that SAP software. Okay, so just for the overview, I can tell you this is presentation layer in which your PC can be used, or you can use an URL link also, whatever is feasible or whatever it's implemented in your landscape. Okay, from that the instruction is given through ICM. ICM is Internet Communication Manager. Service is available. It is available in application side. It will not be anything we need to give directly to somewhere. Like we don't have to put any details for ICM. It's all inbuilt services are there in SAP application side. So we don't have to be like go to individual service and give any command or give any output for it. Okay, so this will be handled automatically in SAP application side. We cannot give any manual command for it. So this from screen you can see this SAP for presentation layer. A request come through ICM or request can directly come through SAP GUI also. You can see this first one, SAP GUI. So SAP GUI will transfer the request to the application level application layer. In application layer we have a message server available. Now what is message server is message server is like, suppose a lot of requests are coming into your system. So we need to maintain load balancing. We need to maintain what are the requests need to be processed to SAP systems. What are the requests in how much queue, who have given you the queues, who has given you the query first. So according to that, he will load balance, the message server will load balance the request to the dispatcher, to the gateway and everything. So the first thing will be all the requests will be stored in dispatcher queue. The 3 number you can see it. Wait a minute, let me zoom in. So the SAP GUI first of all go to the dispatcher queue. The dispatcher queue was handled by the dispatcher service is available in a SAP inbuilt. What it will do is it will gather all the requests and it will work on first in first out, first come first serve. First come first serve. Whatever the request will come first to the application level. Suppose 1000 users log into the system and we have work process around 500 and 499 is already used. So 501 will be the one which is in first line of this dispatcher queue. So dispatcher will assign that work process to the dispatcher queue. Okay, and then dispatcher queue will send this request to the application side at what are the things he need to perform. That will be done through work process. And work process, what is work process, what is message server, what is dispatcher, this I will tell you in our next session. We have a separate session for that. See, I'm just giving an overview that this term should be familiar with you so you can be able to understand it. Are you getting it?
Yes, Ajay.
Yeah, it's difficult right now.
Yes,
Frankly
yes.
speaking, it's very difficult right now to get this message server, dispatcher, what is dispatcher queue, what is ADAP work process. Exactly, there's nothing wrong that it is very tough. Very tough, but it will be easy. After 1 or 2 sessions, you will be able to tell those are the services.
It is looking too theoretical as of now.
Yeah. So once you get the access now, I can tell you that how it will work. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So in our SAP systems, we have 7 work process available. Now, what is work process is anything you suppose you log into the system. So any work process, any queue, any thread, or anything need to be assigned to you particularly, so that it will have all the information of your user, that what user needs to do, what user wants data from it, how to do calculation, anything need to be done. Suppose if you have gone to any real estate or so, you cannot talk directly to builder or someone. You will have some agent involved in it who will handle everything for you. Okay, there is always some person available for you. So just like that only, there is a work process available for your systems, for your SAP application, that will be responsible for all your activities. Like, so you have given any query, you want to fetch any data, you want to see any data, that work process will handle everything for you. That work process will be assigned to you. All the memory, all the data will be retrieved, all the communications will be done through that work process only between application and database. Just a work process, use of work process is that only it will be assigned to you, and all the calculation will be done through that only. And how this communicate with each other, it's a responsibility of work process. How memory is managed, how request is handled from one side to another side. This will all be done by work process. You don't have to do any special task to log into dispatcher queue or dispatcher or work process or to get any memory information. Okay, so there are different types of dialogue, different types of process available, work process available in our landscape, in our SAP software. Like dialogue, first one is dialogue one. Dialogue one is that which end users want it directly, real time processes. Suppose you want to see the data right now. Suppose you want to see the last 5 years sales of Mercedes-Benz. How many sales was done for Mercedes-Benz in last 5 years of sedan car, of cars more than 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. All those things you give an information and you get an output. This will be done on through dialogue work process. Second is update. Suppose any sales team or any inventory team want to update it, like this is the request or this is the invoice generated for our Mercedes-Benz or for any car is sold. So this will be updated in your databases. So update one is first one. Update one is for responsible update and it's for critical update. The update which need to be done right now. Update 2 is for less critical. Suppose a lot of time there situations will come in SAP software that work processes are getting assigned. A lot of update has been done into databases. At that time, the application will decide that what data need to be updated first in databases. Either it's update or update 2. If it's if update and update 2 is available, he will first update data only, like critical data first. After that, less critical data will be updated. Now fourth one is background work process. Now background work process is something like you want to have a report to be generated, and it is around 15 to 20 years of data you wanted, 10 to 15 years of data you wanted. You cannot display directly in foreground. A lot of data will be available, and suppose thousands and lakhs of records are available at that time. So you can schedule a background job so it will start processing your calculation in background mode. Okay, once you start into the background mode, it will calculate all the things which you want, like from last 15 years, how many sales was there, in which city, in how much budget. All those data will be done, and a background job will be running at that time. Suppose the best usage of background job is, suppose your internet connection is broken, so your dialogue work process will log you out. It will not be available, but in background it will start the processing run on application level. Suppose your power cutoff is done or your internet is broken, still that job will run in the backend of application server. Okay, so once you log in again, you will see that the job is finished. There is one T code, transaction T code is available. You can go and check there in SM37 T code is there. That background job is finished. In that background job, you can download a report and you can work on it. So this is the benefit of background, but dialogue work.
37?
SM37 T code.
37 means it's like access code, Saurabh. Through the GUI you shown, right?
Transitions code, like in
there
GUI.
You will type and you will see the information.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll see this going forward, right?
Yeah, you will, once you get an SAP GUI level, I can tell you how background jobs are running and how you can take an output or whatever. Okay. So next one is the spool request. This is for output request, like printer request is available. Like any users want to have a printout of any invoices. This will be handled by the spool request, spool work process. Okay. And the last one is NQ. Now what is NQ is, whenever you try to access any data, the data is stored somewhere in tables at database level. Okay. Suppose you want to access any data regarding for tire related data, that how many tires were sold of that company from last 10 years or last 1 week, 2 week. So you have entered any T code through any function, PPMM whoever module is there. So lock will be created on that table. So when you are accessing that table, a lock is created on that table so that no other user can edit that table at that time. So locks are created on that table. Once you are finished with your work, once you have entered any data into that table, or once you have entered any information into that table, once you log off, so other user can access it. So this is the use of lock entries, so that no two users can edit the table at the same time. So this is the use of enqueue work process. This handles all. Even if users want to try it, he will give you the message that this table is locked by that user. You cannot edit it. You can see it, but you cannot edit it. This is the use of this is the use of enqueue work process. So did you get it?
Yes, Ajay, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So now I will tell you, this is a centralized ERP system, right? And SAP does work on a centralized ERP system, and we don't work on SAP doesn't support decentralized because a centralized database is available. Now, once when we install an SAP system in our landscape, it is installed in two ways. Either as a central system in which application and database runs on same server. Either it's a Windows server or it's a Linux server. Or SAP can be implemented in two systems and two type. Like you can say application is running on one server, database is running on second server. So do you know what server is? Do you have any idea about server?
Server means which one you are asking?
Like on server means, have you heard about server? Like what kind of server you know?
We know, right? Like server means we have domain controller server. We have the ERP application servers.
Yeah. So have you ever accessed those servers?
Yes, because we are the one managing, right?
Yeah. So how do you access it? Means it's a Windows server or Linux server?
Windows.
Okay. Okay, Windows server. So you just log into that server by
RDP.
giving ID password, right? RDP.
Yes.
TSC, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So those are the servers. On that server, we used to install SAP software. Okay. So those are the servers. So from your SAP GUI, you can access those servers also, right? From your SAP GUI, you can access the server. From your local desktop, you can access RDP, right?
SAP, I'm not. SAP normally we are connecting through RDP because it's all in Windows,
Yeah, I got it. But
can you explain how you can access the server through SAP GUI?
SAP GUI, how I can access?
Because you said RDP is one thing which we know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So RDP is something of accessing of server directly at OS level.
Correct.
Right. And SAP GUI is like, suppose you have an MD in your company, you have a managing director, you have an owner of the company. He will not directly log into your server and check the file data levels, right? And while logging into RDP, you will only get a file data structure, like application file structure is this, database structure is this, but you cannot do any calculation on that file level directly, right? Okay, so these are the part of sales team, of client sales team and SAP support sales team. They used to interact, they get some BOQ, they used to get some contract that this will be done, this will be available for you. So all those things will be already decided before implementation. So and after that, you will, once the contract is done, billing is done, customer will get an S user ID password for accessing all those SAP softwares. So this is the S user ID, or you can say email ID is also provided to the client at the name of whatever the client requested. So this is the unique S user ID which we provided for specific to client only. Like Mercedes have different S user ID, BMW will have different S user ID, or any manufacturer company will have different S user ID. So every this is a unique S user ID. So once you log in with US user ID, give the password. Okay. So this is the support portal link of SAP. Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So suppose you need to download any softwares, you can click on software downloads. You need to report an incident related to product. So you can create an incident to SAP, and this incident will be created to SAP product team, which is seated in Germany or in USA. Even in India also, SAP team is available for product support. Okay. Any licenses you need to create. License means every once the system is installed, there is a 3 months of temporary license given to the customer. After that, you need to renew the license, permanent license, and maintenance license in every 6 months. But maintenance license is not that much mandatory nowadays, because the concept of maintenance license has been removed now. There's only permanent license we need to apply. And how to apply that license, I will also give you about that brief in our next sessions. Okay, so these all are the things. If you go on software downloads, you can get a lot of information available at what are the installation you need to perform. Like you need to install ERP, and you need to install Fury also, or you need to install any success factor add-on you need to install on SAP ERP and integrate it. This all will be available on support portal. Okay, these are the databases which is available by SAP. This customer is I'm not telling you the customer name, but this customer is using all the databases in his landscape. So he has purchased all the license for his databases, for his SAP software like MaxDB, SAP ASC, MS SQL, IBM, and all those things.
But S4HANA, we can't see S4HANA here.
No, S4HANA is available. Wait a minute. If you go to alphabetical order, we'll go to HANA. It's available here, HANA related files. This is the database, SAP HANA database. Right now, 2.0 version is going on. Okay. And for S4 HANA, go to S word. Alphabetically, you can search it. Where is S? Yeah. Here you can see SAP S4 HANA. Which the latest version is 2022 right now. 2023 will be released in around 2 to 3 months after, like in May, June, maybe. So those are the software. If you go into that software, you will get a zip file, what installation you need to do. So this is a zip file, and it's of around KBs, MBs, GBs. 5 GB of export is available for S4 HANA. Are you able to get it? What I want to say? These are the installation files, zip files available. It is just same as Java. Java dumps are available. You need to download it and install it. Just like SAP software, you need to download it and install it. Just like Java, you install on your laptop. So SAP software, download it on your Windows server or Linux server, and you can install there. The process of installing is different between Java and SAP. That's it. Otherwise, it's also software. Java is also software. So we can install it normally.